And I am on mute. And hello, welcome to Coffee Conversation and Book Talks with Sandy. I am super excited to be with you on tonight. Listen, we are here for another episode of Coffee Conversation and Book Talks with Sandy. It is our platform that we host authors, anthology book projects. And most of all, I say that it is for you. Why do I say that? Because you just might be looking for a good book to read. Listen, tonight is super excited because I have returning back with us tonight. They are in part 3. These ladies are on their tour, just leading up to their book release. And the book is called, the anthology is called Ladies in Tech, Changing the Face of Technology. I do have with me a co-host on tonight, simply because, there are times that you kind of need a little help, right? And it is none other than Coach Janine. She is with us on tonight, lending a hand to serve these amazing authors with us on tonight. And you all know Coach Janine, we're going to have her to do something in French, okay? Yeah, she's definitely going to do that. We are powered by the CTR Media Network, which is found by the CEO, Dr. Tina J. Ramsey, and CTR Media Network is a streaming podcast platform for podcasters on all streaming platforms. We reach over 350 million viewers worldwide and 100 countries globally. Well, I have, yes, again with us on tonight. Yes, I really want to put this DR in front of her name, but I can't do it because legally. Kenyatta, yes, Powers Rucker, visionary author of the book and the anthology Ladies in Tech, Changing the Face of Technology, Volume 2. Come on and say hello to us, if you will.
Hello. Good evening, everyone. I am honored and blessed to be here. But you can go ahead and put that doctor in front of it. I claim it.
Yes, indeed.
I
And I'm
claim it.
telling it just so natural. It flows so natural. Well, listen, thank you so much. Listen, we're super excited. You're getting closer and closer to your launch date, which is going to be in March. And you've been kind of busy. You've been on tour. How's it going?
Oh, it's been busy. It's been
Uh-huh.
busy, but exciting. But
Yeah.
very exciting to have volume 2. We released volume 1 a little less than a year ago.
Right.
And now we're on the volume 2. We're launching March 23rd. So yeah, it's a lot of different activities that has to occur. We're still doing bestseller campaign. We still have to do the pre-sale. So yeah, there's a lot of activity in between now and even the book launch on March 23rd.
Yes. And having this subject, you have definitely shed a light. The buzz is out there. It's these ladies that are talking, finding more and more females in the world of technology. And so it was necessary for volume 2 to be published. Well, if you'll give me a moment, I want my co host to go ahead and introduce herself to us and also to welcome our global audience to this interview tonight on Coffee Conversation and Book Talks with Sandy. I present to you all Coach Janine, my co-host on tonight. How you doing, lady?
Thank you so much, Dr. Sandy. I'm so honored to be here, in presence of all this wonderful servant leader. I'm so excited. I read about you guys. I can't wait to really interview you. But also, it's a blessing to see that this is volume 2. I'm definitely, here just to be able, to grasp everything that you ladies going to be sharing with us. So it's a pleasure and a blessing to be here. And I'm gonna also, share with our global viewers also who you guys are and what are you doing in France, so we can be able to have a global presence as well. Merci
Amen.
beaucoup de se joindre ce soir. Nous sommes avec Dr. Sandy. La conversation avec Dr. Sandy, c'est une dame qui est en train d'interviewer toutes ces personnes et surtout on va en train de parler avec Dr. Kenyatta et avec tout le groupe qui a pris le temps d'écrire ce livre, et nous allons plus en tout cas parler de ce livre qui est dans la technologie, les femmes dans la technologie. Donc, je suis tellement excitée ce soir de parler avec eux ce soir et puis surtout de leur poser des questions. Merci beaucoup pour ce soir.
Now, did you all grab? I grabbed the anyway the Francois. Yes. Yeah, anyway,
Yes.
so thank you. We're so blessed. Thank you so much. And our audience that are watching us from all countries, the Congo, they're watching us from the UK. And thank you so much. Coach Janine is the CEO and founder of the Umoja magazine. She is the editor in chief, as well as the founder of why it's WYS, and can you share it with us what that is?
It's a with you solution. It's a global consulting where we help entrepreneurs to bring their business global. So definitely it's a pleasure for me to be able to, map out your blueprint if you want to bring your business global.
Thank you so much. Well, listen, you all, yes, you have tuned in tonight, and we are in part three of the anthology book project that is soon to be released. And this book is called Ladies in Tech, Changing the Face of Technology. At this time, I'm going to just go ahead and start with our contributing authors. I will be sharing a little bit more in just a moment of who the visionary author is. I think I'll go ahead and do that now. We are talking about the visionary author. She is known as the Lady in Tech, and that is Kenyatta Powers Rucker. She is known as the Lady in Tech. She is the Chief Information Officer, 25 years of technology and leadership experience, leadership coach, keynote speaker, 5-time best-selling author. She is also a #1 best-selling visionary author of the Volume 1 Ladies in Tech book. She is the recipient of 2021 Technically CTO of the Year, featured in several articles and magazines. She's also the finalist in Women in Tech Leadership Awards. There's some other information that I'm pretty sure she's going to be updating because there's a lot more. She is an accomplished, as I mentioned, Chief Information Officer at the Maryland Department of Human Services, a role that centers around DHS missions in aiding vulnerable Marylanders in assessing essential resources such as nutritious foods, energy assistance, medical aid, and secure havens of at-risk individuals of all ages. And we will share more about what she does and about this particular project. At this time, I want to go ahead and introduce our guest. Our first, Carla M. Sexton.
Good evening and happy Tuesday to everyone. Happy to be here.
Okay, tell us a little bit about who you are and how you came to know that. So that is going to be the question, ladies. So be thinking about that. Yes, how you came to know the visionary author, and tell us a little bit about who you are.
Sure. I am a healthcare IT project manager in the federal space, and I have been charged with implementing a single common health record for our military service members, veterans, and their families. And I met Kenyatta at the first book launch back in last year. And we talked briefly, and she asked me a question, would you be interested in volume 2? And I said, sure, I would. And that's how it all got started.
She asked the question and you said sure. Absolutely. Well, thank you and welcome aboard. And next we have the phenomenal Suzanne Peters. Suzanne, come on and say hello to us, and pretty much the same question.
Hi, everyone. I met Kenyatta we trained together in the speaking industry. We are both GSU alumni. So we've had a busy 2023. I am the CEO of the Woman to Woman Network, a business and networking platform for women. And because I am new in the technology industry with my company, when I saw Kenyatta was doing a volume 2, I said, I want in. I am a lady in tech. And it's just been exciting so far.
Yeah, she says, I want to be in on the action because they going places, doing some stuff, and I want to be there. And we have, yes, Miss Jeneba Wint, if you will, come on and say hello to us.
Hi, Sandy. It's pronounced Jeneba.
Jeneba, thank you so much. I
Thank you.
apologize about that. Yes.
No worries at all. I'm Jeneba Wint. I have a career development and leadership development company. I met Kenyatta, actually another person that is in the career development, leadership development space just sent me her post about the book, and so I didn't know her. I had heard of her, but they are also from Maryland, so I said, okay, well, this looks like a great project to be on, and so here I am. I'm in the UX space. I've been in the UX design space for about 10 years of my tech career, and yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. I look forward to hearing more about your contribution to the book, Ladies in Tech. Those of you that are tuning in, we are back with my dear friend, an amazing speaker, global coach, the whole nine. Listen, she's got a list of accolades and accomplishments. And I am talking about Lady Kenyatta Powers Rucker. She is the visionary author of this amazing book that is volume 2, and we'll be just having a dialogue in a few moments of how we got to volume 2 in just a moment. I want to bring on now Professor Temi. Yes, come on, Professor Temi, come on and say hello to us, if you will.
Hi, everybody. Thank you for having me. My name is Professor Temi Akenwumi. I've been in tech for 3 decades, and I have so many awards anyway. So from Congress, Senate, United Nations, Maryland Governor Awards, and so on. I'm the CEO of my IT university and also the CEO of Top Group Technologies. We help women and men break into tech, our underrepresented community, and we support them to break into tech, keep the job, and grow on the job. So I met Kenyatta on Clubhouse and during COVID. So we met, and I was part of the authors for the first volume 1. And I told her, she's amazing. Whatever you want to do, I'm following. We are working together. Volume 2, volume 20, I'm coming. Let's go. So I'm here. Thank you.
Professor Temi got you doing 20. Exactly. No getting tired of this. I love it. Listen, Professor Temi be working with over 1,000 plus women, you all. That's the impact that she has. I love it. That's why she talks in big numbers. And I met her in the last interview, and so I'm so happy to have her back at the table again. And we have Liz Fortibul, if you will. Come on and say hello.
Hello, everyone. My name is Liz Fortibul. I am a Splunk engineer in the tech space. What I do basically is I set up and configure Splunk to ingest data from various sources across the IT organization's infrastructure. So this includes security logs, network traffic logs, system logs, and what have you. So I basically work with the security, compliance, and SOC analyst team to make sure that the necessary data sources are properly identified and configured to meet compliance requirements. Especially those that are outlined in standards such as PCI, HIPAA, GDRP, etc. I met Kenyatta at I believe it was a minority tech conference in DC, where she was one of the speakers there. I was really intrigued by her attributes, her accomplishments, and I started following her on Instagram after that. And when I found out about this opportunity, I was really excited. I felt like, this could be a tribe where I want to belong. And I copied it immediately. And it's been great so far. I'm happy to be here.
Awesome. Well, these ladies, as you can hear, have a wide and a vast experience in the world of technology. And what we're going to do now is have a conversation with the visionary. And ladies, if you all will just be ready, because we want you to kind of share a little bit of what you're contributing to this book and what we can expect and take away from your portion of the book. Kenyatta, as you and I, we've had this conversation, so we want to kind of bring the audience in that may be watching and listening to us for the very first time. You did volume 1, and what really got you into the world of technology?
Wow. What got me into the world of tech? I actually didn't start in tech. I started in a whole nother different field, and that job just didn't work out for me. And I know that that didn't work out for me because that's not where I was supposed to be. It wasn't where God needed me to be at that time.
Yeah.
And I started working I started in tech in college, didn't quite get through what I needed to get through at that point in time, went in a whole different direction and went back to my roots of technology. And I haven't stopped it ever since. And I know that it was something special that I was supposed to be doing. It was something, a route that I was supposed to be taking. And where I was previously was just not it. So God said, look, this is not where I need you to be. This is not where I want you to be. And just started moving into the tech world. And starting in tech in Y2K, back when we thought the computers were going to come to an end when they rolled over from 1999 to 2000. So they hired me on a project to make sure that the computers would roll over properly. So, and that just kind of rolled into desktop specialists to engineers to supervisors to directors to being the first African-American female chief information officer for my department. And so, of course, when I'm starting in these positions, really didn't see many people that look like me. And as I started growing more and more and seeing less and less of technology anyway around the table, it really kind of impacted me. I didn't really have a mentor in growing in my career. And so I wanted to see something different for other ladies. I wanted to be able to help other people as they started venturing into the tech field. So that's my passion. I started speaking at different conferences and being a mentor, being a coach, and trying to, level up those that were interested in tech and those that were also interested in leadership. And when I came to volume 1, I had been in several different books before volume 1. And then I was determined. I was like, look, my next book is definitely going to be my book and highlighting women in the tech industry. So that was volume 1 of sharing expertise for a successful career. And so I wanted to kind of give ladies an idea of certain things that you could do within the workplace. Volume 2 is a little different, where we're sharing they're highlighting the authors and their journeys and the different places that they have gone. And as you can see and hearing from these fabulous authors, is that they all have various different backgrounds, various different places and where they are, and being able to share their journey so that people can see wherever they are, wherever a path that they're taking in technology, there's a way for you. So I wanted to kind of highlight that in more focusing on that in volume 2 than we did in volume 1.
And that you have done, you really have, because the first book, as you mentioned, volume 1, am I on mute? Yeah. Oh, okay. As you mentioned on volume 1, and just so that our audience will know, it leads in, it says, although women make up almost half of the United States or the U.S. workforce, we only make up 25% of people in tech. This anthology, which is the one that's sharing their expertise for a successful career. The anthology is contributed to changing the disparity of tech workforce by empowering and encouraging current and future women working in or pursuing work in the tech career. I do want to ask my co-host at this time to go ahead and share some of the information that you have learned just by viewing who Kenyatta is and her, her path, you learning of her for the first time. I want you to go ahead and share. You have anything to say, Coach Judy?
Absolutely, yes. I just want to say definitely, kudos to you, Dr. Kenyatta. And especially I was sharing with Dr. Sandy, just your name. I mean, in Africa, like we praise and really like really give homage to the the former president Kenyatta, that he was really like the legacy, like your name carry legacy. So when I saw that, I was like, oh my goodness. I was really excited, especially also, just the title "Lady in Tech." I was like, this is something really speak volume to me. I know I'm not in tech, but I always have a lot of friends, sisters, aunts, like the whole family. I have a lot of women in tech, so to me, just feel very, very natural. So to me, I'm really interested to see that the story behind the President Kenyatta. That's something that the legacy. So I'm sure you're also really empowering us through this book. But my first question to you, how was your mental, like how did you build your your mindset? Really going to volume 1 and now volume 2. How was the journey and your mindset, if you can share that with us?
Well, my mindset was really at ease. Of thinking, I automatically knew I was doing volume 2 once I was in the middle of volume 1. Number one, I have met some amazing women in volume 1 and volume 2, but volume 2 kind of led me to wanting to highlight the authors a little more. I didn't realize in volume 1 as much as I did in volume 2 as if how much it's time for us to really share our story. And that there are so many women that's chomping at the bit to tell their story. And so as I'm thinking about volume 3 that have already told me that I need to do, but Professor Temi already got me at volume 20, that, there are so many women. Yes, we are 25% of the tech industry. And of course, the women of color is even less than that. But there are so many women that's ready to tell their story, that need to tell their story. And we're so much, sitting in the back of the room is really not being so vocal and really not being very visible. This book allows women to come out in the forefront and to be able to share something they probably have never shared before. And then I'm also hearing, especially authors on volume 1, of this being their stepping stone into their own book. This is being in an anthology is their stepping stone for that, because it was for me. When I started, I was in 3 different anthologies before I got into having my own visionary. And I'm like, I'm not doing a single another anthology until I do my own. And there are so many people, and not even just the anthology piece of it, but even doing a solo book of having their own solo book. So this is a stepping stone for several women, and I'm just excited for them, excited for their future, and excited for them to be able to share their story. We had a certain limit of words, and we had people that was doubling those words. So I'm like, there's a lot to say.
Yeah,
we're gonna have to put it in our own book.
yeah. And that's really good, that they have so much to say, that already the desire to come out with another.
Yeah.
So this series, okay, Professor Temi, we hear you. Okay, those of you, I want to say hello to our audience. You guys got some people in the audience that are watching and tuning in. They're either watching us on our Facebook page, which is Coffee Conversations with Sandy. We are also on our YouTube channel as well. And we have the CEO of CTR Media Network. She's in the house. Yes, Dr. Tina J. Ramsey. And we have Pastor Jeneba. And yeah, thank you, Darren, for being here. He says, you ladies are so beautiful. And Jeneba, yes, Pastor Jeneba. She's also a coach, global speaker. She says, good evening, everyone out of the Texas area. So those of you that are tuning in, we're going to hear from one of our sponsors. And then after that, we will be starting with contributing author Carla M. Sexton. She's going to come on and we're just going to have a dialogue, and she's going to share with us a little bit of her contribution to Ladies in Tech, Changing the Face of Technology. Those of you stay tuned, and we will hear from our sponsor, Dr. Contandria Demps and her husband, Keith Demps, and they will be talking about their book, which is called Cooking to Heal.
Today's podcast is brought to you by KLD Consultors, featuring their latest ebook, Cooking to Heal, a Christian couple's devotional journal authored by #1 bestsellers Mr. Keith L. and Dr. Katandria L. Demps. This spiritual cookbook was written to offer 5 simple ways to help Christian married couples improve their relationships. Cooking to Heal helps couples to grow spiritually healthy, improve nutritional health, increase intimacy, have more efficient meal planning, and decrease stress with daily caregiving duties. To help you create the most out of your dinner, marriage, and prayer, go to https://www.cookingtohealbook.com. Pick up your copy today.
Yes, cookingtoheal.com. That's www.cookingtoheal.com. Just simply go to the website. You will find nutritious blogs, information about how to have a healing relationship through what? Cooking. At this time, we are going to hear from contributing author Carla M. Sexton. She will be sharing just about her experience of participating in Ladies in Tech and what we can expect to, and we'll come back with that second question. How about that? What we can expect to hear or get from your chapter. So at this time, I present to you contributing author Carla M. Sexton.
Thank you. I focused my chapter in the book on the importance of networking. This roadmap will navigate through the effective strategies of effective networking, whether it be in a virtual or in-person setting. Really going into understanding the importance of practical tips on preparation, engagement, relationship building, which will equip professionals with the tools needed. I chose to focus on networking because it's really important in building an effective professional relationship when it comes to interviewing, doing mock interviews, learning additional skills, whether it be leadership skills or additional skills within the tech space. Networking is really important.
Love it. Networking. I'm jotting down that's where you can kind of put a pin there, and let's talk about that, because that's what this is, networking. But let's talk about that, ladies. How important is it in the tech world? Women in technology, and again, changing the face. How important is networking now since COVID, past COVID? Anybody? Liz, how about you? What would you say to that?
Yeah, I would say networking is extremely important. I personally have built some great relationships or have had wonderful outcomes simply out of networking. This one, for example, it's definitely going to be fruitful moving forward. And that would not have been the case if I did not step out of my shell and decide to network. So I do agree that it's a major tool in the tech world. And if you want to move forward, you should definitely use it.
Come on in. Since you've got the mic, I'm going to go ahead and let you just go ahead and share your portion and your contribution to the book. What can we expect from reading your chapter?
Okay, yeah, great. I'll just read a snippet of my chapter here, so you can kind of get a feel of what it's all about. Here we go. Forget the tired stereotypes. Girls don't code. Security needs geniuses. It's just geek squad stuff. The real draw of tech wasn't about proving anyone wrong. It was about the sheer potential to solve problems, empower people, and change the world. That's what sent shivers down my spine. At that moment, I chose to break the mold and carve my own path in this exhilarating labyrinth of ones and zeros. I didn't allow the voices in my head to hold me back. I knew if I had to make a name for myself, I had to cancel all the noises and only focus on the road ahead. I persevered and continued to excel with the end goal of becoming the best in mind. So this pretty much sums up my chapter, in which I focus on my challenges in the tech world, the various roles I've been through, and also give some tips on those roles and some tips on how to navigate the tech world as a woman, and more especially a Black woman.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I love how you mentioned about carving your own path. And after talking with your ladies, Kenyatta, I think everyone has pretty much done that. They're carving their own path. They're carving a path so others can be able to follow. And that I'm loving. I love to hear that. We're going to go ahead and hear from Suzanne Peters, if you will. Come on in. Again, you've said hello, but share with us your contribution to this book. What can we expect to hear from you?
Oh, sure. My contribution to Ladies in Tech, I shared about how I became a lady in tech. Because growing up, I was always interested, or I always felt it was a fascinating area, but I never really considered myself a lady in tech until recently, when, I shouldn't say recently, about 2 years ago, I started doing websites for people, and certain things that I saw my clients were having problems with, I started serving them in that area. But then when I actually took a step back and looked back at my own journey, I was able to realize some of the problems I faced years back when I just started building my own business, that many of my clients were having those same problems. Having to use so many different platforms to be able to build and manage your business online, having to stay afloat over all the different expenses, and things was crazy for me back then. And the complaints I was getting from my clients that the things they needed help with were along those areas. So I decided, you know what, I can do something about that. So my platform that I had started using for my business a couple of years ago, I turned it into an agency, and now I'm able to offer so many different services for my clients and other women out there building their business. Everything from customer relationship management to funnels to website. So I was like, when I saw Kenyatta came out with this book, I was like, oh, wait a minute, I'm a lady in tech. But it's refreshing to know that you could take your journey, look at the problems you encountered, and then create a solution for other people facing those same problems. So that is what my chapter was about, and it's an honor to share. And that is proof that even though you may start at one spot, you have no idea where you're going to end up. I never thought I would be a lady in tech. Sandy on mute.
Yes, I am. Excuse me. I was all into Suzanne and what she was saying. You had me there. You were drawing me in. I forgot I was on mute. But I think that's amazing. As you said, never in your wildest dreams, as if lack of a better word, that you would find yourself in this world of tech. And so coming across the visionary author, seeing what she's doing, seeing the available space that is putting, I think, a voice to it is phenomenal as well. I was asking Coach Janine anything that you wanted to share, or did you want to share anything in French to our audience of what these ladies have shared so far?
Sure, I would definitely, say a few words about what they're talking about. But my question to all the ladies, if anybody can respond, is like, I think personally that you guys are really using your voice, especially when we hear for so long, like, this myth about, like there's always a ceiling. So to me, it's like you changing the narrative. And I would love to hear how do you guys also, thinking about changing the narrative through this book. So if you can shed 1 or 2 words, that would be great. Maybe we can start with Dr. Kenyatta.
Okay.
Yeah, I receive it.
Changing that narrative.
Yes. So when you're thinking of, and that's really what changing the face really of technology really kind of comes from, is that when more people think about technology, they definitely do not think about women, and they certainly don't think about a woman of color. And so changing that face is like, why not consider, when you think of someone in tech, why not let a woman be the first thing that you think about? And it's not to say it's the only face that you can think about, but let's not have males be the only face that you really think about. So we're having more and more women. I wanted to highlight more women. I wanted to share their journeys, to share their experiences, how they've got into tech, why they still continue to stay. So these are things that I wanted to highlight in this book, and of also showing how we can change the face. We are out there, and it's just is not as seen and not as known as much, but we are out there, and I wanted just to highlight that.
I want to interject because this opens up a dialogue. I understand when you just said why not, and then that why not can be a lot there. Why not a woman in that position? Why not an African American woman? One of the other is of another ethnic, another author. What is it? I can't remember her name. It's out of New York.
Pratt.
Yes. Pratt is in 20 years, I think, in her, and you all definitely want to read her story. Why not? And then something I grabbed in one of the previous, you all have to go back and listen. You can. We've had 3 interviews thus far. And so the part 1, part 2, some of the authors were sharing is that there is a generation that they're looking, and they are beginning, they're thinking that this is the norm, because they were unaware that there was limited space or limited women of color. So at their age, and a generation of young ladies that are in tech now, to them it is normal, but they're standing on the shoulders of women that have paved the way. And one of them is in the volume 1. Tell us a little bit about who she is and how old she is.
Her name is Ashley, and Ashley was in volume 1, and her and I actually worked together. And we worked in 2 different departments, but she saw me as a CIO. And I also had female deputy CIOs. And so when she see me and she see my deputy, she's automatically thinking like, this is just the norm. This is part of the norm to have women in leadership and technology. But once you kind of get outside, and we work for, the human services, and a lot of human services is female, right? And so we are sort of out of the norm and having more women in technology in my department. But when she's seeing that, she's like thinking that it's the norm, but but outside of DHS, it not really is. But why not? But why not have
Why
that?
not?
Why not? We have people think more of women in technology when they do. So that's why changing the face was a key name for me.
Yeah.
Of being able to think about changing the face.
Absolutely. And as you ladies, all of them from volume 1, volume 2, and Futurely Speaking, volume 3, that there is a generation that they're going to see, that they will see more females in the tech industry, as well as females of color in leadership roles, in leadership positions. And yes, and choosing their careers, they'll know, hey, I can do this because I've seen my auntie, or I've seen the lady that came to my high school, I've seen the lady that came to my school. Or as I often have said, since Kenyatta have brought me into this world, your world, her and I shared, and I said, yeah, I remember working at a supermarket at the year 1999, when it was about to turn 2000, and we did not know what was going to happen, and nothing happened. Cash registers didn't stop. Money was still there, and everybody came to the grocery store the very next day. Okay. But there we have meeting Kenyatta and her sharing about her experience and how they brought all the individuals together. And she was part of that team in Maryland to make sure that things were together on year 2000 when it hit. I thought that was phenomenal. Yeah, when we had that conversation. Well, listen, you all, we are continuing with our conversation with the ladies in tech, the anthology book project. They are sharing their contribution and what we're just having a dialogue of how important it is for women to be a part of this career field. At this time now, we're going to bring on Professor Temi. Professor Temi, come on and say hello and let us know, share with us a little snippet about what we can expect from you in this volume 2 of Ladies in Tech.
Thank you so much. I'm always super excited. Thank you. So starting from in tech, I actually wanted to be a doctor, a medical doctor, but I got admission for computer science in college. So I had my bachelor's in computer science, my master's in software engineering, master's in cybersecurity. Right now, I'm finishing up on my PhD in IT. And I'm so super excited about tech because when I look in my environment, in my community, I noticed that a lot of women were not even thinking about tech because they are fearful. They believe they can't really do anything in tech. They are not for tech. They are scared of tech. So 18 years ago, I started helping women break in. I started my 2 companies, in tech to help women break into tech, our underrepresented community break into tech. And right now, looking back, I have more than 300 strong women that are already broke into tech, looking at different areas from cybersecurity to Scrum to product owner, different area of tech. So women believe they can do it. So many, people don't know the benefits of tech or even how to break into tech. People are always saying, everybody's telling us to break into tech. Nobody is showing us what to do to break into tech. So what I come to do in tech is to show you what to do, to hold your hand, to mentor you, to nurture you, to coach you, and to guide you into breaking into tech, keep the job, and grow on the job. A lot of my tech engineers now are leaders. They are executive. They are doing great things. They are representing like 30,000 more people in their industry. And that is what we're saying, changing the narrative and changing the faces of tech. Because when I was breaking into tech, I don't have a mentor. I don't have a support, to stay in tech. I like somebody that can show me tech. Thankfully, I have my husband's support, 200%, which is great. But how many people have that? Many women coming to me, their husband are telling them they don't have a good job, they don't have a career, and that is a friction in the marriage. So their breaking into tech has come to save them if not saving their marriage, but saving them and their children at least to have a life. So that is what it is. We're changing the faces of tech. We're telling women, come, you can do it. We hold your hand. We help you break into it. We help you look back and give back to others and let others also break into tech. So a lot of these women that don't really believe in themselves are now becoming mentors to many other women. And that is changing the narrative and changing the faces of tech. Thank you.
Oof. Absolutely.
Yeah, so that's what it is. So I'm super excited to continue to give back and empower women to make a change and to help them break into tech and even give back to others in their community. Because when you help a woman and save a woman and give a woman a job, you are saving thousands of people because they will give.
Dr. Temi, Professor Temi, say that one more time.
When you save a woman, you are saving a generation.
Come on here.
Yes.
Yes, because we're producers, we produce, and oh my goodness, oh, we could just have a whole conversation right there. What do you think about that, Liz? What she just said.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there's a proverb in Africa that, you know, when you save a woman, you basically save a village. I'm originally from Cameroon, West Africa. And, you know, that hits me hard because I understand the necessity of advancing as women, especially women of color, and also being able to, you know, financially be able to stand on your own feet, make your own decisions, and be able to cater to your family and your kids. So yeah, that's a pretty strong and empowering statement.
It is. Carla, what do you think about that statement as well?
Definitely true. It actually brought tears to my eyes. So it's just profound. Yes.
Wow. Very moving. That's why I had to stop. I was like, come on, say that one more time. Because it is a powerful statement. It is enough to bring us to tears, to know that how important. You mentioned, she said it more than once, Professor Temi, you said it more than once, of mentoring. Kenyatta has talked about the fact that she did not have a mentor. Her and I have had an in-depth conversation, our first interview, and then I've interviewed her before last year. And more as I learn about how God gave her this vision to do this, because they are little brown girls that need to know that they can see themselves other than on a stage, half naked, shaking their behinds. I'm sorry, I had to say that. Come on. Miss Wint, if you will, come on and share with your contribution to the book, if you will, please, ma'am.
Hello.
Yes, hello, there you are.
Good evening, everyone. So my contribution to the book is around personal branding and the importance of owning your own story and narrative and taking control of your agency and taking up space, right? And so I gave strategies and a blueprint on how you can build your personal brand, how you can own your own narrative, your career story. I truly believe that, you know, it's not your manager or your mentor even, or whoever, your mom, your aunt, responsibility to grow you in your career. They can help you, guide you, but it is on you to own your career path, your career trajectory. And so that's what my chapter is about.
That sounds amazing. Strategist, being a strategist and knowing branding, owning your own. And I think that that's a great message. Coach Janine, if you will, we're going to do an infomercial, so to speak, if you will. Come on and tell us about the emoji platform.
Absolutely, yes, I would love to. And definitely thank you for the opportunity, Dr. Sandy. So we are definitely in a project right now. We just launched our book, The Power of Umoja. So we are so excited that we were inviting everybody who has a message, a servant leader who you are bringing solution about the impact of unity. You have been into project or different community that you feel like you really have the ability and the skills to be able to lead people in specific project or anything that God has really put in your heart. So you have a message. So the impact of unity, because umoja, it's in Swahili. So definitely we have this ontology book that we're bringing leaders together. So if you are interested, I would love to talk to you guys about that. So the power of umoja, we have started. So if you have any question, you can talk to Dr. Sandy, Dr. Lovella, Dr. Temi, myself, and Coach Tina. That's really the team that we have in Pastor Kelly about the power of Umoja. So you can join, because it's really a movement that we want all leaders and teaching other leaders how to partner with one another so we can be able to continue this movement of changing the narrative in whatever God is putting you, maybe in your field. It could be in different things. So thank you so much, Dr. Sandy.
You are very welcome. You can find Coach Janine each and every Sunday evening on her YouTube channel. And she is found at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. And what is the hour time that you are globally?
I'm usually at 8 p.m. I'm 8 p.m. Central, but it's at 2 p.m. that we usually start if we have an international, guests. So 2 p.m. over there, it's going to be 8 p.m. as well. 8 p.m.
Okay. Awesome.
Europe time and Congo time. Yes.
Yes. Awesome. Thank you so much. We do want to again say hello to our guest that is in the audience, Tina. Coach Tina Homer. She is the editor-in-chief of Black to Black magazine as well. She says, ladies in tech, she says, I love it. And again, congratulations came from Jeneba D. Ashley. Pastor Ashley is coming through. At this time, we are going to hear about an upcoming event that is taking place. I'm going to share my screen. This is the book launch and the summit. While I'm doing that, Kenyatta, if there's anything on your heart that you want to share as I pull up your information about the event.
I just want to say I'm so thankful for each of these ladies. I have 17 different authors in this book, and they are all absolutely phenomenal. Just excited to hear their stories, excited to get to know them, and knowing how powerful women of tech, and they're in different areas. And I think that's what gets it, right? It's so many different areas. And I want women to really understand that, is that you're not in this by yourself. There's more than one path to take. And these women show that there are so many different paths to take. And I'm so inspired also with Miss Suzanne, who didn't even realize she was a lady in tech, with all of the tech stuff she was doing with even her own business, and now teaching others to do the same. It's amazing. It's amazing. So I did want to, we have the book launch that is coming on March 23rd. I am super excited. We have several of the authors that actually going to be speakers and going to be speaking about different things of women empowerment and women in the tech field. We have some exciting vendors. We have VIP access, of course, and there's going to be tons and tons of networking. This is one of the things that I do. I'm very passionate about, is connections and getting to know each other. And I think Carla was talking about it earlier, about how important networking is, and how you can actually, so much that you can gain from it. There's so many different people that I have met throughout the years that have still been so advantageous in my life. So networking is key, and we will have some networking exercises to get to know each other at the launch. So meet us March 23rd in Towson, Maryland, who will be from 12 to 4, I think 12 to 3, 12 to 4. And we are excited to have you all join us. And of course, it is Women in History Month. And so it's one of them important for me to have this launch in March. It was purposely scheduled in March to participate in Women's History Month, and we'll have some exercises on that as well.
We can't hear you, Dr. Sandy.
There you go. I'm sorry. I wanted to just share with our audience that, yes, as I always say, save the date, Ladies in Tech, the book launch and network, just as Kenyatta just shared with you. But if you are anywhere in the DC area, Pennsylvania area, Virginia, hey, make it a girls' trip. Go on. Yeah, find out all the information of how you can go. And if you're listening to any of I want to just share some of the highlights from last year. These are some of the ladies that attended. And as you can see, they had their vending tables, book signing tables. These are some of the ladies, and they're just sharing. And so amazing. Tell us about the lady who is in this picture, Kenyatta.
So yes, that's Miss Doris. Miss Doris was our most seasoned lady in tech. She was 83 years old, and she shared with us of how she started in technology and how we were actually standing on her shoulders of how she had moved in the tech career. So now she's president of this and president of that, but she definitely wanted to be participating, and she's supposed to be attending the launch. So I'm excited to see her again, and she will definitely, I'm sure, grab the mic to continue to share her story.
Awesome. I just listen. I can't wait. I cannot wait. Well, those of you that we just want to thank you all for tuning in tonight for another episode of Coffee Conversation and Book Talks with Sandy. And the ladies there on part 3 of their interview. We do have one more. I think we have 2 more. A couple more, as many as she wants. We got a couple more, but we will have the ladies back on next Tuesday night. So there will be another round of authors coming through sharing their contribution. And ladies, if you all want to come back, you're more than welcome. We'll find space for you, and I'll be glad to have you join the other authors that will be that will be here. So listen, guys, put it on your calendar. Those in our audience, if you're listening to the replay, go ahead and put it on your calendar. Join us right here on Facebook, YouTube, as well as you can find us. You can find now the interview with Kenyatta and myself, as well as interview part 1 and part 2 is already been uploaded to the Spotify channel. And you're getting a lot of listening there on the Spotify channel. So thank you for that. And thank you guys for following, and do follow these ladies. And that's what we're about to do now, is go ahead and let each of the ladies share how you can find them, where they are on social media, etc. So we're going to, Suzanne, I'm going to go ahead and start with you. I'm going to put your information up here and just let us know who you are.
Okay, on social media, you can follow me on Instagram. I would give you that one place to follow me, because once you follow me there, you would find out everything. You can follow me on Instagram at Woman to Woman Coach. That is at Woman TO Woman Coach. And that is it. You will be able to find out everything I have going on and stay connected.
Awesome. It is in the chat. That's where I'm doing this from. And Coach Janine, if you can kind of help me out, we're going to get these ladies information and put it in the chat so that if they're watching us, you want to follow them, you can do so. And we're going to go ahead and start with Carla. Carla, let us know where you're, how people can follow you.
Sure. You can reach me on LinkedIn at Carla M. Sexton. On LinkedIn. And then my website is carlasexton.com.
Okay, awesome. And we have next Professor Temi.
Yes, you can follow me on myituniversity.com. Also schedule a call with me if you're trying to break into tech. And you can also follow me on LinkedIn. It's T Akenwumi with my last name.
Okay. All right. Great. And next we have Liz.
Yes, you can follow me on Instagram, Primetime Diva, or on LinkedIn, Liz Fortibul. Thank you.
Okay. And Ms. Wint, if we can get your information.
You can follow me, Jeneba Wint, on LinkedIn as well as on Instagram. Recently went viral on LinkedIn talking about sharing my story, my narrative. If you want to do the same thing, you can DM me on LinkedIn, and I will give you LinkedIn strategies and personal branding strategies.
Okay, you done shared something. Woo, that's what I call reeling it. Let's take a rewind. We went viral. Okay, so you said a little bit. Now you got us curious. Come on, talk about that just for a few seconds.
Okay, sure. So I think that the post went viral really because I was sharing. I recently got laid off from my tech job. And I shared that story, but in the way that I shared the story, I think that's why it went viral. I shared basically my personal brand, not really about like I was looking necessarily to get hired today or I was depressed or whatever. It was just like, this is what I can do. This is the value I provide. This is the value I've been providing for the last 10 years in the industry. And that's it. That's all. So that's why it went viral, I think.
Wow. Wow. So being your authentic self, just being yourself like that. Okay. Thank you very much. Professor Temi, how can we reach you? And yeah.
Yeah, I can be reached on my IT University, myituniversity.com. Anyone can schedule a call with me and I'll help them break into tech. Or if you're trying to advance your career, I can show you the path. Make good money, 100K to 200K to get in.
See, she always gives these little nuggets. Last conversation, she let me know she was working, not dealing, excuse me, working with about 1,000 women. And now she's letting you know you can really make some money if you want to, hooking up with this lady.
Serious money. I live in the real world.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. You make sure you let us know how we can get the coins for sure. Well, right here on Coffee Conversation and Book Talks with Sandy, it is always my custom as we end our broadcast. Just before I do that, I want to thank my co-host tonight, Coach Janine of WYS Services and Solution to Ujoma Movement. Thank you so much. Yes, and I can never get that word right, so you want to Umoja. Thank you. Thank you. Umoja, which means unity. And we will also let you introduce, at this time, I'm going to let you introduce our visionary author as she shares her heart with us. It is always our custom to do that. So at this time, if you would do that both in English and in French, and introduce Kenyatta as she has the last words as we end our broadcast. Listen, audience, thank you so much for tuning in. Do go back and listen to the replay. And you can find this one will probably be uploaded within the next 24 hours. So you can also find this on the YouTube channel at Spotify channel. YouTube channel is currently live now. So thank you guys on YouTube. I appreciate you. Go ahead, Coach.
Thank you so much again. We are so thrilled to be able to be almost at the end, but having a doctor and Coach Kenyatta to be able to share with us. And definitely, we're giving all those hats to you and many more to come. Definitely, we are so blessed for her the visionary that shall carry on volume 1 and now volume 2. I'm so blessed to listen more, and I can't wait to read more about this, but definitely, can you please tell our viewers how they can connect with you and stay in touch with you? Merci beaucoup encore, c'est Dr. c'est Dr. et coach Kenyatta. Je suis vraiment dans la joie d'écouter son témoignage, mais surtout, c'est quelqu'un qui a écrit son livre, le volume 1, volume 2. Alors, elle a parlé de les femmes dans la technologie. Je suis vraiment dans la joie d'écouter aujourd'hui et puis surtout de la poser des questions par rapport à son parcours dans la technologie. Et je suis encore dans la joie de voir qu'elle a tenu. C'était pas facile, mais elle a été toujours là. Donc, je suis vraiment dans la joie. On aura encore plus de temps à parler avec elle encore dans le prochain avenir, mais surtout écoutez-la et puis comment est-ce que vous pouvez être en contact avec elle. Merci beaucoup.
Liz, did you understand her? And Temi, did Professor Temi, did you understand? And then Liz, did you understand?
A little bit.
I understood. Cameroon is bilingual, French and English, so yeah, I did.
Yeah,
Good job.
I'm originally from Nigeria, so we are English speaking.
Yeah, English speaking. Okay. All right. All right.
Yeah.
But yes, thank you so much. And yes, I'll turn it over to our visionary author.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much, Miss Sandy. I certainly appreciate you and all of your support that you always provide for Ladies in Tech, Volume 1, Volume 2. And I hope to get to see you at the launch in March. Okay. And
Yes, ma'am.
we'd love to see you too. Bring all that French down here to Towson, Maryland. So, but yes, you can reach me on all social media at Kenyatta Powers Rucker, and also my website at KenyattaPowersRucker.com. You can also purchase your tickets for the book launch at KenyattaPowersRucker.com as well. So we definitely look forward to hearing from you. We have a pre-sales coming up for our books, and you can be able to reach all of the authors at the information that they've given you to do pre-sales for their book, as well as bestsellers campaign that's coming up. So follow us, and you will be able to get in line with all of the different activities that we have coming up for the Ladies in Tech, Changing the Face of Technology, Volume 2.
Yes, 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 yes. Well, listen, we have had a blast on tonight. I want to thank, yes, contributing author Carla M. Sexton. Yes, Suzanne Peters, Professor Temi. I'm going to let her tell you what her last name is because I don't want to chop it up. But yes, and we're talking about Liz. She is with us, and we have Miss Wint. And my co-host tonight is none other than Coach Janine. Listen, you all, thank you so much and as always, you guys know that I love you. Thank you, audience, for tuning in. I do see you. Thank you for staying with us throughout the night. I do see you. Thank you so much. And we're going to wrap it up. All right, guys, we'll see you soon. Ladies, stay with us in the green room if you will. All right, we'll talk to you soon.
Hi.